What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with more Emberfell, Whispers from the Stars. I'm, of course, your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick, joined by what will be the full cast and crew as soon as the lovable Dan Decker Moog gets here. But let's do some brief introductions because I want to get right into the heat of it. Let's start with Doobie209.
Hello! I play Tristan Varel. I'm running out of content for these, so he's probably the most normal person in the party. Brogar might be pretty normal too. And that's all I got.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
Surprisingly, a little whimsy out of old Tris there.
Yes.
Next up, Jumbo Smooth.
Hello, everyone. I am Jumbo Smooth. Playing Rogar, son of Amma this evening. 400 pounds, 7'5", Dragonborn in the Great White North. He's a smart barbarian. Looking for his father. Still found a lot of information on his father a little bit, Had a dream sequence a while back about Galrish,
Oh, yeah.
A relative, perhaps. Probably in some fashion.
At least some fashion, yeah.
Yeah. And saw him in the sands, the dunes, fighting off a horde of enemies by himself, all the while floating pyramids in the background. Maybe not floating, but pyramids in the background.
Exactly.
So excited to hopefully see that someday.
Yeah, indeed. Who knows? Might be foreshadowing. But next up, Kayla.
Hello, I play the role of Velree. I think I'm also a pretty normal character. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm just a barbarian Dampir over here that likes to walk on walls and, nothing strange at all. No, for this campaign indeed. And I am on there was a dream flashback, whatever, peek into my past or present of my ex-husband coming after me, sending people after me. So that's my dealio.
Indeed. And then last for now, Andrea.
Hi, I'm playing Zoom, the Drow Bard. I think that Trist, the one who wants to have sex with fish demons, being the most normal character in the party, may actually be accurate. But you're not going to live it down.
But I have to.
Do it.
Have to. So put
good.
upon. Anyway, but yeah, no, ready to kill some horrible rapist fish. Let's do it.
Whoa.
Oh, was she consenting? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh,
You don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay.
What kind of campaign do you think we're running here?
Gonna kill the consensual sex fish then. I'm sorry.
So, speaking of Velree being the normal one, I imagine that, because you're upside down all the time, I imagine it's like a horror movie where your clothes defy gravity. So, they, conform to wherever you're standing. It's creepy.
Yeah.
The whole thing is creepy and unnatural. Anyways.
And we were walking in. I was still upside down when we were walking into the scene. Sorry.
Were you? Were you still in the ceiling?
Yep.
Oh God. Okay. Now this cavern. Now, I do need to. That will come into play here in a moment. But all right. I think the Big Dan should be here any second. So let's go with let's just go ahead and start the recap. And
Big D?
the Big D will get here as soon as he does. All right. So last we left off, the crew had. Oh, I think he's here. Hold, please.
Commodore.
There he is.
Give me
Yes.
just a second. Hold on. Oh, dang it.
We'll hold. We will hold the Big D. We were literally about to start the intro. We are recording currently, so watch your language, please.
Okay.
Give me a word of curse. Fuck Bub.
Is there a
No!
delay?
Stop it!
There's no delay, is there? I feel like
No,
it's-
there's no delay.
Okay.
He's not gonna
It's
edit
using-
this. I'm gonna say whatever I
Stop
want.
it! I have to edit stuff all the time. Oh.
I can't cuss. I'm not allowed to
No,
cuss.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't say anything you normally say, which sometimes could be hurtful towards people. That's all I want to reveal because I don't want to have to edit in this as well. Okay. All right. You good, Dan?
Yeah,
Is
bro.
the Moog ready? Okay. Okay.
Well, I mean, the one problem I'm having requires a restart, and I'm not holding y'all to that. So
Are you sure?
let's do it.
Do you need a
Yeah,
restart?
no, it's no, no. I mean, it's. I got a camera. We're good.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Okay. All right. So, last we left off, the crew has found themselves after. They found themselves beneath the mall refinery after surviving the initial ambush by some strange lobster-like creatures with perhaps an aberrant parasite attached to their faces. Below, you followed the tracks of a minecart that were, for better words, buried, concealed, down into this hidden area of the refinery. And following these tracks, you were able to maneuver through a splitting cavern at the bottom that split into many directions, sticking with these tracks, leading you to a strange area that had not so much an elaborate, but a interesting tunneling system that's been used. And you discovered that many of these tunnels had offshoots into what would be rooms. All of them appear to be barred in some sort of fashion, all locked with a strange mechanism, kind of like an empty kind of circular groove to it, and trapped with some kind of electrical means that you guys found out. You also discovered a room full of supplies, storage, one might say, as well as a smeltery for gold, accompanied by a strange shark-like abomination with a oddly familiar goblin visage that you left well alone and then went on to discover a cell block containing prisoners of these crazed Zenmith villagers. Amongst them, you had a chat with Memnon Malanzoth. That's a mouthful. A Triton from Abris. He didn't tell you that. I told you that now, so that's where he's from. Sent by the omens of the Wave Speaker to assassinate Captain Maul. All this was revealed to you. As well as the crew of the Dragon's Horde, including the Clam Man in the next cell over, an important guest. As well as he did reveal that Morag was not there. He was taken somewhere else. And then in the next cell, you found one of the most important members in this dungeon, one might say. The Siren, also known as Sally Saltmouth. The hag that had, in a strange way, killed Moog through other means, and had assaulted the party for a moment, stealing some artifacts, one in particular from Tristan Harrell, before apparently scuttling away to Zenmith to be captured, and whatever's happened to her here. Moog put a bolt through her chest, and in so doing, removed her heart from her body, and she died ingloriously. You did find a final cell, which would be more akin to a pen, an animal pen, full of what I am now calling sea tigers, since sea lions didn't go well. Large bestial creatures that looked very much at home at the water. After that, you were also pointed in the direction of a priestess that was down here somewhere that had the key to open up these doors. You guys didn't really try to open them up yourselves, and so thought the key was the best way to do so. You moved further north in the only unexplored section of the tunneling system that you're currently in, revealing the raw gold mine beneath Zenmith here, where they appear to have been mining up all of their ore for hundreds of years. And it still looks like there's plenty here to go. But in addition to just the raw gold and the carts and the spilled, all of the natural resources that might be here, you discovered a gathering of individuals down here chanting, speaking. There were 9 of them in total. There was a large, almost like well, towards the right side of the cavern, illuminated by these strange kind of eldritch glowing torches. There was some kind of cranking system attached to some metal chains, almost as if a bucket was lowered into the well. And outside the gathering appear to be very much Zenmith folk. All of them dressed in some strange kind of green, bluish robes, concealing most of their bodies, with the exception of a large, almost altar that appears to be made out of, or appears to be a giant shell that doesn't quite fit in with the rest of the attire here. Specifically because it was gargantuan. It was about 10 to 15 feet wide, very big seashell. And there was a priestess slightly elevated upon the altar itself, sitting up straight with a large tiara on her head, made out of a strange metal. Gives off a weird kind of sheen to it in the ethereal light down here. In addition to just them, you also see 2 larger, these are the cultists that you guys are seeing down here, 2 larger perhaps shapes. They appear to be like large, like somewhere around that 10-11 foot mark, similar to and glimpsing in the light, you would be able to see that they have features similar to the naked bugbear that you guys butchered at the Guildman's Inn not too long ago. And they actually have extra sleeves where they each have 4 arms poking out, the clasping together, their top arms kind of raised up in supplication to whatever ritual is happening. There's 5 more, just kind of regular individuals kind of lounging about at the base of or not so much lounging, like debasing themselves at the base of the shell. And there are 2 more of these hooded, kind of crooked-backed people around the side of the well. And they each have a strange totem in their hand, and they're holding it up as a certain bugbear, priestess of Boel, was raised with a crank by one of the followers out of the well. She was manacled to some kind of restraining device. She appears to be unconscious, stripped completely naked, and covered in black ichor. As she was fully raised, you could hear the individuals chanting something. They were chanting the name Dagon, as well as a couple other words that may not mean much to some of you. You would hear, some of you guys have heard this before. You would have heard a few key words as well. None of you can speak this language, but you would hear the mention of relay, and that'd be the only one that might stand out. Yeah, a couple words there. As that happened, everything was lowered. You guys were poising yourself for what you hope to be an ambush. However, looking at the rolls, because I still have access to the previous rolls, it looks like we might have a slight problem here, because Tristan Varel and Rogar, son of Amu, As you guys are moving in, Trist is captivated for a moment. He kind of like loses himself. He begins to somewhat stand. And as that happens, Rogar reaches up to grab him. And as he does, Trist kind of, huh? And knocks over some loose mining equipment. It was kind of at his feet.
Shit.
Kind of spills outwards with a 7. A 7, my friends, on his stealth.
I'm not the
check.
stealth guy.
You're not the stealth guy. Velree, you're on the roof of the cavern. Is that what we determined?
Yeah, well, because we haven't fully entered in. We're still like
Okay. So if you guys are all
Right.
still at the entrance, well, I'm giving you the opportunity. Do you want to be at the entrance or do you want to be further in the cavern?
I thought we were at the entrance, so
Okay. Well, if you're all at the entrance, then height isn't going to matter. The height of this cavern, the normal rooms that you guys have been somewhere between 10 and 15 feet. At the lip here, it'd be around 15 feet tall. If you're still on the roof, the actual cavern inside of here is much larger. You're looking at somewhere between 30 to 40 feet in height. A much larger space. Very dark, though all of you can see in the dark. Zoom better than the rest of you. But regardless, that is the current state of things. As the equipment is tossed over, the 5 of you kind of like, oh shit. And the priestess turns, Intruders! And she points a finger out. As you see her hand is revealed, her skin is completely scaled and green. There's no aspect of humanity to this creature. Its face looks like a rigid, almost piranha. And you see as it sits up, its lower half splits. There are no feet. There are 2 large tentacles that just kind of writhe over the top of the shell as it kind of moves and twists and turns to face you. And we're going to have to roll initiative, gentlemen and ladies. All right, let me go through these guys real fast. Ooh, bad on that. That's a bad one. Good thing they got decent initiative here, but still. Oh, I forgot they get. Yeah, they actually get this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they actually get something else. I almost forgot.
that's cool.
Special. They get special things. Hold, please. Okay.
Sounds like cheating to me.
Not cheating. It all comes into play. So, as this all takes place, you guys are, if you're at the base of the tunnel, you are looking at 60 feet to the closest cultist. It would be a further 90 feet to, this is a large cavern. This isn't just a small space. A further 90 feet to the well area, the well and like the shell and all that. So, first in initiative, it's going to be Rogar, son of Amun. What would you like to do, Rogar?
First off, I would like to rage,
Yes.
and I will. You said we're 90 feet away from.
You're 90 feet from the well. You're 60 feet from the nearest, like, cultist.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'll rage, and then I will move up and throw my regular javelin.
Oh, shit. Any particular target?
Whoever's closest.
The closest one would be some of the more base kind of cultists as they kind of stand up and begin to turn.
Yeah. My range is only. I get to move back. Actually,
You get 40 feet.
I get-
movement, right?
yeah. Well, technically, I get 60 feet because I have.
Don't know.
Just,
What do you have?
let's double check. Let me just
What
make sure.
ridiculous thing do you have now?
Yeah, a moment, please. Moment.
Sounds like bullshit to me.
Sorry.
Oh shit.
Pull it up here. Pull it up. I think it's called Instinctive Pounce.
Sounds made up.
Yeah.
Sound made it to me.
As part of the bonus action you take to enter your rage, you can move up to half your speed. So
This sounds
that
like
would be
bullshit to me.
60 feet. So I will then move up 60 feet
Mhm.
and I will attack with my club.
Okay. One of the nearest cultists.
Yes.
There's quite a few of them. They turn, and Rogar, after the loud noise crash, knew the jig was up, and you pounce in the action. You can make some attack
Yeah.
rolls.
Dash past Trist and I will attack. I'm going to be recklessly attacking as well.
Okay. Why not?
14.
A 14 will hit one of the base cultists.
Oh,
Thank God.
God. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. The first one, as he kind of spins around, you crack him across the body. It's still standing.
I'm now going to Great Weapon Master this one.
Sure, why not?
We'll see if it hits.
15 hits. 15 hits.
No.
15.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 15 plus 2. You know,
Yeah, you got
it's
it.
legit. 17 plus 2, 19.
19 points of damage. Rogar immediately runs in, smacks the first one firm across the chest, sending it reeling, and then follow up cracks across the neck, breaking its head from its shoulders. Not completely. It's a blunt instrument. Enough that the body goes tumbling to the side, firmly dead.
Oh, hell yeah. That's my turn.
And that's
That's all I
Rogar's
can
turn.
do.
As Rogar's in the thick of it now. The rest of them are spinning and turning. That will then bring me to Zoom. It is your turn.
Okay, let's see. This is gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do. And how far away is the priestess again? Like 90 feet?
90 feet.
Okay. I am going to reach up and grab Velree's hand,
Okay.
and I'm going to dimension door her straight to the priestess. If you will allow that.
Okay, so you're gonna dimension door right next to the priestess, you and Velree.
It's gonna be ugly. It's
Okay.
gonna be weird. I'm
Both
probably
of
gonna die.
you are gonna be right there. All right. Right.
You make me second guess, but I've already
It's up.
said
Well,
it.
not.
so-
It's up to now. I will say it's up to Velree if she wants to go or not. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
she
we've
wants to go.
discussed it.
Take
Okay.
my hand.
So you can reach up. You're very short, by the way.
That's
Like
you
hop a
reach
little.
up. Velree would have to reach down, and you can be able to clasp her hand as a temporary rift in space-time opens up.
Question.
Yes, Velree.
Fade before I get there.
No, that's not going to happen. Not till your turn.
Hmm.
So, yes.
That'd be great.
I will
It'll
allow
be
you
fine.
if you. Well, no, you've already done it. You've already done it for the day. The Devil's Ward is gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. All right. Well, you reach down. So Velree's willing to go. There's a brief rift in space-time as you guys are shuttled to the or attempt to shuttle yourselves to where the priestess is. As this happens, I need Zoom and Velree to give me sanity checks.
It's fine. This is totally fine. Go big or go home.
Be fine.
Please don't.
Been a
go
while.
next.
It
Oh,
has been a
yay,
while.
made it.
A natural
I got
20
a natural
for
Shit,
Velree.
natural 20.
Velree's
Natural
super
20 for
sane.
Velree. And with a 12 from Zune, you got both easily, even without your how negative is your modifier, Zune? Is it negative?
Hang on. No, it's not negative. Hang on, let me find it. Sorry. Notes. All right, I have a sanity check of 13, so it's plus
So,
1.
+1. Okay. Yeah.
13.
So you're good. You're good.
Okay.
As both of you begin to shuttle through, first off, you feel this area that you're in might be a little more hazardous for dimensional travel. Don't know why, but as you pass through, you do feel a strange sense of eyes watching you for just a moment. Multiple gazes on your bodies, looking you over, feeling your very essence as you are shuttled briefly, and you appear next to the priestess. She looks shocked. She turns on the two of you. Her large guards, the four-armed guards, both spin towards the new threat next to their priestess.
Bardic Inspo on Velree.
Okay.
And do I still have my move, or is that everything I can do?
You still have movement?
I would like to disengage and hide. Run away. I'm gonna do my best. You can attempt to run away. I'm gonna do my best to get out of the way.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens. I do not want to take attacks of opportunity. If I'm gonna do that, we'll just have to figure something else out.
Yeah, slight problem. You're next to the priestess.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're on the altar. Mm-hmm. All the enemies are surrounding the altar. Mm-hmm. And the only way for escape would be towards the well. Now, you're more than welcome to venture towards the well.
Yes,
and the hanging bugbear.
Jump down the well. Be bold.
You do see the former priestess kind of dangling there, unconscious right now. She kind of move towards that direction. It wouldn't be very far, like 10, 15 feet. You still have more movement, but there's just a hole, an open well, and it's 20 feet wide. And she is dangling in the center of it. As you get to the edge, give me a perception test soon.
Ah, shit. It's gonna get really ugly. I'm gonna have to roll another sanity check. Let's see. Perception, since we're inside, not at disadvantage. Not very good.
Cool. As you glance down, Zoom, you do see about 60 feet down, you do see water. It's hard to see past it. But there is some kind of water, and you do see an inky film along the edges of the water, kind of on the edges of the large well opening here. In addition to that, you see that this is no normal well, obviously, because where a normal well above might have a strange stone pattern to it, this appears to be solidly built. It's not like brick by brick. And there are interesting pictures along the edges. One might say almost like a carved image around the patterns. And not only are they do they evoke mystery and perhaps awe, but they also might invoke mind-altering capabilities to glance upon them. But luckily, you didn't roll high enough to get the full picture. So there is that for now. So that's what you see, Zoom. You still have a couple feet of movement if you want to move somewhere else. You want to attempt to move somewhere else.
I want to attempt to make it they had difficulty moving very quickly, correct? Because they're fish legs. Well, some of them did.
Some of them did. There were,
not all normals.
Yeah.
Going to try to move far away from the bruisers, the wizards and stuff. I mean, it's just gonna be rough.
With your current location, they're on both sides of this altar. There's no way you're getting past them.
Just gonna get as far away as I can.
Okay, you are as far away as you can. However, you are standing next to the well. So
I'm gonna try to get next round, get away from the well.
Okay,
because that's not right.
That's where we're gonna end Zoom's turn.
Yay.
That is going to bring me to the two robed individuals with these strange eldritch totems, which now that Velree and Zune are closer, you do realize that they're small monoliths with some kind of form draped around them. One might say you've seen these guys before, or at least seen some of their ilk. As they kind of hiss towards you, these strange, almost like fins open up on their cheeks and spread out and begin to shake. And they are going to make attacks at this point. The first one is going to, you know what? He's actually going to do something else. No, he's not.
Haha.
No, he can't do that
Yes.
because that would fuck him up. All right. Instead, he's going to take 2 shots at Zune.
Come at me.
All right. He gets a significant bonus to this.
Shit.
That's not going to matter. A 10 does not hit you.
No.
And a 20. Dirty
That
20.
hits.
That will hit.
That hits. Yes.
4. It looks like you're going to take 6 points of force damage
Okay.
as he spins the totem and it begins to unravel itself, and the creature that's spun around it, its head twists towards you. It's small and it's like a tiny object, but still. And 2 blasts of energy fly towards you, Zune. The first one missing entirely. The second one striking you in the shoulder. And Zune, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Dun 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 dun. I'll re-roll if I must.
Yeah, I would suggest it.
I'm gonna re-roll that, and let's hope it doesn't get worse. Boom, 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 boom. It got worse. Let me see if I have a lucky left. Shit. I'm about to get raped by a fish. Okay, let's
Zune,
see.
with a 12, the blast hits you in the shoulder, and it hits you with such force that you are flown over the edge of the
shit.
well. And you managed, now with a 12, you managed to catch yourself. You don't just fly into the center of the well. But however, you were considered prone and you were dangling over the side. For now.
All's going according to plan.
All right, since you're out of view, the other one can't attack you at this point, and it is instead going to attack Velree. And it is going to do the same thing. That's going to be a 16 to hit Velree. That hits? Okay.
Yes.
And what is that? A 13. That doesn't hit. Okay, no. I rolls like shit on that. You are going to take only 4 points of force damage. However, you need to give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Make sure. You see, that is just enough, Velree, to pass. So you manage to keep your footing as you slide a little bit back, and it looks like while the blasts, it might have thrown Zune, it doesn't necessarily do so. It just technically knocks you prone unless you're right next to, a well of doom. And so you probably would have been fine. Regardless. All right. That is the end of their turn. They're going to begin to move, and they're circling around the sides of the well, trying to put as much distance between them and the rest of the party. However, it is now Moog, Broadjaw's turn.
Yeah, brother. Let's see here. How many targets do I have?
There
How far away are
they're
they?
currently 8. I mean, they're all within your range, obviously.
Good. Well, with 80 feet still? 80 feet?
The farthest one would be further than that. The two individuals that just attacked Zune and Velree have moved farther away. You're currently 60 feet from where Rogar is, and he's engaged in melee right now.
All right. So I will take my 20 feet of movement to move closer.
Okay.
Would that put the farthest ones in range?
Let me see. Let me make sure. They have normal walking speed, so they would be just out of range of that.
Okay, that's all right.
They'd be like 10 feet.
Okay,
But everyone else is in plain view.
All right. Is there anyone who looks more threatening towards, like, per se, Zune having fallen down the well, or would I recognize a primary threat target?
Priestess.
There's a priestess up on the the actual altar. There's also
got his business handled.
There's also these two they're large. These are considered large creatures standing up. And as they're turning, it looks like they're turning towards Velree, and they have 4 arms.
Got it. Okay, so that's who I thought that's who I would want to go for, and that is who I want to go for. So the one that is nearest Velree, however nearer that might be, I'm going to take my first attack with my rifle and then sling that off.
Oh shit!
Take my second attack with my crossbow, but
Okay.
with the rifle, I will be calling sharpshooter.
Of course. Why not? Is that going to be it?
I'm going to go ahead and drop a D8 just to be safe,
right,
but because that's going to be a what would that be, a 16? Yeah.
Drop your D8 if you're going to do it.
Brings it back to the 21 to hit.
There you go. That hits.
Okay, cool. So here we go. We're going some 2d10 plus 3 plus 10.
Yeah. Oh, damn, low rolls. 17 points of damage. Still, a thunderous boom rains out.
And then following very phenomenally quickly after that, another sharpshooter at the same target, but with the crossbow this time.
All right. As you let go of the rifle,
we're really going to roll
you.
that. We're going to roll that. I'm going to use my DM inspiration and re-roll that whole attack.
Sure. Why not?
Calling sharpshooter again. That works out better. A 20 will hit.
Yes, it will.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Bringing it in for max damage.
5 points of damage.
Yeah, that's
a
Moog roll style right there.
Yeah, you follow it up, you drop the rifle and it kind of falls to the ground near you. You draw at the same time, using the momentum to fling the crossbow back into your hands and putting a single bolt preloaded into the individual here. And with significant damage.
Action surge. 2 more bolts.
Do you have action surge still?
I do.
Okay.
So we short rested.
We did.
All right.
All right. So here comes the next one. Sharpshooter. Okay, we're gonna drop a D8 on that just to cover it. I don't know what our DC is, but I know this ought to fix it. Yeah, that's gonna do it.
That'll do it. That's like a 20 or something.
All right, so there's 20. Okay, 19.
19.
Right,
Still up.
Second shot on the action surge from this crossbow sharpshooter. We're gonna pump right into this. That makes it a 19? No, an 18 to hit.
18 to hit. 18 hits.
18 hits.
18
okay,
hits.
So we know at least that 18 is the low point, guys. Rolling low again. Another 16 points of piercing damage.
Moog very quickly, we
have no idea how quickly he can move like this.
He empties a rifle, and then as he slings the crossbow, puts a bolt, and then very quickly pulls back 2 more bolts in quick succession. They fling out eerily.
Just don't know how he does it.
Dealing 78 points of damage, Moog, in a single turn. You pincushion this four-armed creature as it's turning towards Velree, just goes down in a whale of fire and is dead next to the altar.
Oh, I killed it?
Yes, you did.
Nice.
What do you mean? What are you surprised for?
Well, because the audio cut out right as you said
sorry.
It. Yeah,
okay.
No, that was me. So yeah, no.
Oh, God.
Mother God. Who's your God now? Woo!
Oh God, damn it! Is that the end of your turn, Mo?
Yeah, that is the end of my turn. I never get to do my bonus action because I don't meet the requirements.
So Tristan Varel, it is your turn.
Yes. So they transported to the well or the altar?
The altar, which is right next to the well. It's like right there.
Okay. And there was like 6 people surrounding that?
So currently, the only people you have left right next to the altar, you have 5 left. One of them being the priestess, and another one being the large creature.
Are they within 40 feet of the altar / well?
Yes. Those individuals are. There are the 2 more robed kind of figures that kind of moved off that used strange eldritch magic. They've moved past. They're closer to the well than the rest.
Okay. Tristan Varel will move into the little doorway where he can
Okay.
see everything.
Okay.
He will pull out his timepiece, and he is going to start to slow down the time around that altar, forcing them all to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay. All right. Let me make sure here.
But it can only get. They can get
Um,
6 total, so
So okay, so you can get at least these ones here. Wisdom
probably
saves.
probably those 5. Yeah.
Okay. That's a 10 fails. A 11 fails. Natural 20 is going to pass. Let's see, what does she get? Oh, she definitely passes. That's like it's a 24. Priestess passes. The large creature, it's 22. So 2 fails, the rest pass.
Yes.
So Rogar, 2 of
Unfortunate.
the individuals around you, some of the more base cultists, 2 of them begin to start to the oh so rememberable slowing motions as they are moving at a lesser speed. Everyone else appears to be unaffected. Rogar, you witness as the spell is unraveled, as Trist casts the spell. Some of the magic appears to it tries to tether itself to these individuals, and you witness as the crown on the priestess's head begins to glow brighter, and it looks like some of them are resisting.
That's my turn.
That is going to be Tristan Varel's turn, which brings me finally to some of the creatures, which are going to attack Rogar. 2 of them completely almost going to be ineffectual here, I think. They don't have weapons. These 2 don't have weapons. They just have their raw hands, which they do have claws on the tips of their fingers. They do appear to be more humanoid. These appear to be more like Zenmith villagers, but they are going to attempt to attack at advantage. That's a 21 hit. That's going to hit only for
Pack tactics, bro. Pack tactics.
4 points of slashing damage, reduced to 2. Rogar, I know that hurt you so bad, and that's all that one can do because it's slowed. The next one is going to try to do the same. Has advantage. It's a 25 to hit. Jesus, but only 3 points of slashing damage, reduced to 1. I know Rogar's feeling that one as the 2 of them rip in you, but your gristled hide able to withstand any of the penetrating energies. The last one is going to get full advantage with no drawbacks here. It's going to be another 21 hit, and its final attack is going to be a 25 to hit, so both hit. You're looking at another 4 points of slashing damage, reduced to 2, and another 3 points, reduced to 1, Rogar, as the cultists feebly begin to assail Rogar, mostly just pinning them down in place at this moment, unable to do much else. And that is the end of their turn. However, it is now the priestess' turn, as she looks around, and let me make sure she can do this. Yes, she can. I need Velree, Rogar, and I think Zune is the only other person in range here. Yeah, Velree, Rogar, and Zune. I need you guys to make wisdom saving throws. It's fail Zune. That's a fail, Velree. And
Fail?
Rogar. Yes, 14 is a fail. So Velree, Rogar, and Zune, simultaneously, as the priestess raises her hands and shouts, "Dagon, aid us!" as strange, rippling, almost tentacles thrust themselves from the ground and wrap around your legs and around your torso. Counterspell?
Counterspell.
You need to roll an ability roll on this one. Now, hold on, Trist. How close are you?
I moved up 30 feet.
Okay, you would be within that range then. All right.
Well, as long as it's within 60 feet.
Yeah, you would be within 60 feet now. Now you would. Originally, you wouldn't have been.
Yeah, and I'm doing at 3rd level as well. 3rd level counterspell.
Yeah. So you need to roll though. You need to roll a spellcasting ability check.
15,
you have to beat a. We'll see.
It's a 9
that's
5, 14.
That's right on the money, Trist. You had to have a 14 or higher. It unravels as Trist very nimbly it begins to unthread the magic at the last second.
Just like that.
As a hold was beginning to take over the three of you, and then it is dissipated. She looks over. Kill that one! And points her fingers towards Tristan Varel at this point. Yes. Nuisance, one might say.
Yes.
That's the end of her turn. The Bruiser is going to climb up, scale up, and run towards Velree, who's threatening the priestess. And he is going to attempt to grab you. Let's see here. Let's see if this can hit. Oh, you're not damaged, are you? No, you're not. Just a straight roll. That's going to be a 16, Velree. Does that hit?
Yes.
Doesn't do any damage. He grapples you. He grabs a hold of you. And then he runs towards the well, and he's going to jump in it. And you guys are plummeting down the well together.
Wait a minute. Can I see any of this? Am I like hanging down, or am I like...
You're hanging down, and then suddenly you watch as a four-armed fishman, large creature, not imposed by dragging a smaller creature, runs over the top and jumps, holding Velree in all four of its arms, and plummets down into the water and splash.
Yeah.
We'll describe what happens, Velree, in a moment. Shit. All right. Thank God she can breathe underwater. Velree, it's your turn. So we are literally describing it right now, Velree. As you splash down, you're covered in an inky black ichor immediately. Do you have any blind sense or anything like that?
No.
Okay, you are considered blinded currently. You feel pressure on you as something is holding you. And you hear a voice in your head, Velree. You hear it would be in what's your native tongue, Velree? Would that be Elvish?
Yeah.
Maybe? Okay. You hear in Elvish a voice almost whispering. Yes, another sacrifice. And that's what you hear. You are you almost lose your sense of direction. You're not sure which way is up, down, left, or right. And it is your turn, Velree.
Okay, so can I just would it be an action to try and break free of him,
yes.
Or do I need to attack him? Okay,
it would be an action to break free. Yeah, or you could try to attack him instead. That's up to you.
No, I'm gonna try and break. I still want to rage. I'm still raging.
Okay, bonus action rage.
Bonus action rage.
All right.
And then break free if I can.
Okay, give me a strength check. It will be opposed by the individual. I'm just gonna roll for him.
Oh wait, I am fucking rerolling this shit. Hold on.
And you have bardic inspiration as well.
Well,
you get advantage. You get advantage because you're raging.
Ah. Hold on.
You better. I'm gonna tell you right now. You need to roll high. You better roll that bardic inspiration.
Oh shit!
He's very strong.
1d8.
D8.
It's a D8.
Fuck me. 21.
Velree, You, and it's not enough. All four arms clamp down and keep you tethered. You cannot move. You have used your action. That's it, Velree. You are stuck in the well currently, and we'll see what happens. At the top of the round. All right. At initiative count 20, Velree, you feel something begin to rub across your body. It feels slimy and wet. It rubs across your face and then down your midsection over the creature's arms. Yes, this will do. And I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, Velree. 14?
I don't know. I feel like oh, okay. I'll just...
It's not gonna work. You're gonna take 14 points of necrotic damage where it touches you.
Yeah.
Across the face and the rest. As it rubs over your body, your clothes begin to melt away if they're not magical. You also witness you can't see. But apparently the individual holding you also takes damage from this as well. All right. That is it for initiative count 20. Rogar, it is your turn.
All right. Rogar is going to attack the slowed individuals in front of him.
Okay.
He's going to do Great Weapon Master.
Go for it.
So let's see here. Uh, 16.
That definitely hits. Can you put him out?
Terrible roll. 15 points of damage.
Oh, is that with the 10?
Or, sorry, 17, yeah.
17, yeah. No, not quite enough. Close. Not quite enough.
I rolled a 1.
I know. Damn it.
I'm just going to roll a regular attack on this guy.
Okay.
Or this next one.
He's slowed, so he has reduced AC, but I mean,
24.
I can tell you, he only has 2 hit points left, but
okay.
you can roll damage, it's fine.
All right.
So he destroys.
9 points.
Yeah, instantly smack him down. He's dead. There is still 2 more surrounding you.
I get an extra attack.
You do.
From a bonus action, so we killed one. So I'm going to roll Grow Web Master against the second slowed individual.
Okay.
15.
15 is going to hit.
22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Rogar, you it's a vicious blow, the first blow to the first creature. And then you over the head, smack him into the ground, and as you do, the third one lunges, and you over the top and just plant him head first into the ground as well, instantly killing it. So you've killed 3 of the cultists now. There appears to be 1 remaining.
Yep.
Is that the end of your turn, Rogar?
That's going to be my turn. Rogar is going to yell out to Trist and Moog. I do not see Velree or the Scald. You know,
that's right.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay. That will bring me to Zoom. And it's your turn. You're dangling by your fingertips.
All right, so I'm dangling.
The edge of the well.
I just saw Velree.
Yes.
Go
Clasped
flying.
in the creature fall down behind you.
I'm gonna ask.
Into the water.
Do you consider a creature under the water to be able to hear? 'Cause, I mean, I know it's kind of a weird.
Yeah, I think it's weird.
His noise gets
How far away is it?
different.
60 feet below, as far as you know.
Yeah.
Patting my eyelashes.
I'll tell you what. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to. I'm making more poor choices. I was going to drop into the whale. Well, not whale. It's not a whale.
Yeah, go ahead. Drop
I mean,
Don't do that.
no, I mean like,
down.
and cast dissonant whispers on the creature who was carrying Velree.
Okay.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, hold on. Do you have to be able to see the target?
No, I do not.
Don't?
It's a
Okay.
60-foot range is my only issue.
It doesn't say visual sight.
It does not say visual
Okay.
sight. Hang on, let me go open it up. Let me open it up.
Well,
Make sure I'm not a liar.
Okay, there's a slight problem with this, Zoom. You normally cast your spells with the use of an instrument.
But also singing.
You could, I guess, you could sing it. However, if you are in water, you will not be capable of producing sound because you do not have the ability to do so. If you could perhaps breathe underwater, maybe.
No, that's why I
think
was
that's-
asking is if I sung above water, if it
Oh
could
yes,
be
yes,
heard
above
under.
water. Okay, so I thought you were going to try to.
No, no. Well, I was
My
gonna
bad,
try to
my
drop
bad.
on top of the water because I'm too far away at 60 feet, and at this point, I'm the only one that I think can actually
So
do the thing. So it's kind of
let's-
like
Let's do it like this, Zune. So are you dropping in the water or not? Because that's what we're going to resolve first.
dropping but not sliding in, making poor choices.
It
Making
is
poor
a
choices.
60-foot drop. There is
Oh,
no
shit, you're right.
slide. Like you're going to slam.
You're right, I
down,
would die.
and you're probably going to go down a little bit. You're not going to just be on the surface.
Mm. It's a bad decision, but I feel really bad about Velree.
It's up to you.
It's fine. Should have taken Featherfall. It's fine. Mm. Can I lift my head above and yell for help?
Of course.
Help me.
Ow!
Yeah, I don't know. You're right.
Up here.
Get
I will lift my head above if I
Yeah,
can.
you
If
can.
that's my, can I get out of the well?
If you want to get out of the well,
Not entirely.
this will be part of your movement. You will have to give me athletics check to pull yourself out of the well.
How about this? I'll just kind of peek my head above
Okay.
and yell for Tristan, Rogar, and Moog that Velree was snatched and taken into the well,
Okay.
that I need help. And
Okay.
then I would like to cast a spell at... Who is the closest thing next to me?
Throw a rope down
Okay. 1 point of order. I do need to
Mhm.
ask.
Yes.
What's your strength score, Zoom?
It is not good, but yeah, what do you need me to roll?
Well, what I'm saying is, and you would feel this because if this was you there, your arms aren't going to hold out long. If you
Arms are
have a
heavy.
negative score,
Fine.
you
I'll
are
scramble
going to
up.
fall in this well unless you get out of it right now.
Then I'm
just
going to get out of
let
this
you
well right
know.
now. Fine,
Okay,
I'll use my
like-
move action. I will
Alright.
get out of the well.
All right,
into
give
the
me
line of
athletics
sight.
check to pull yourself out. The DC's not high.
I may be going down there to help her out anyway. Ooh. Oh, it is an 11.
An 11 is enough. You had to. The DC was a 10. So Zune's able to and then roll himself onto the pedestal here. I'll say that's half your movement, so the other half would be to stand up. If you want to stand up,
I would like to go ahead and stand up again.
you
Not be prone.
you see around you. You see the priestesses behind you.
Mhm.
She's not looking in your direction because she's looking out towards Tristan Varel that she wants dead. The two other hooded figures, looks like they're spinning on them as well. You are in their peripheral vision, but you do see them, and there is one more cultist engaged with Rogar.
Well, here's a poor decision. Can you have the priestess make a Wisdom 17 saving throw?
Okay. 17. Well, what spell is it?
Crown of Madness.
Okay, all right. I have to make sure because she's not considered a person, so if it was like
Oh.
a person or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Well,
Shit.
spoiler alert.
What
but
spells do I have?
I'm just letting you know. It's not considered a person. All right.
crap.
You said 17 wisdom save?
Yes.
She has a pretty good wisdom save, I'm not going
And
to lie.
that's why I'm terrified.
That's a 26.
That's a pass. I'm going to throw some bardic inspo onto God. Trist, Rogar, or Moog.
The god?
You go to cast the spell, Zoom. I'm assuming you're using the lover's lute. You pull it, you kind of strum it, and a melody issues forth from your lips, and you watch as the crown, the tiara on the priestess's head flares once again, and the magic dissipates. The only people within 60 feet of you is Rogar and maybe Trist that you can see. Moog is all the way back. He's 90 feet from you.
I'll go ahead and throw some bardic inspo onto Trist, since we're dealing with a magical entity.
Okay. That will be the end of your turn, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that brings me to the warlock-like creatures that are going to move closer now towards Tristan Varel, seeing that he is a pain in their mistress's side.
I've done one thing.
And the first one is going to... And around you, obscuring your view, it's 20-foot radius. This also gets Moog in the process. A gateway is opened up between the stars, one might say, and blackness encompasses Trist and Moog. You are blinded.
Oh no!
Stars above.
And not only that, you sense.
Funny anymore.
No, it's not going to be funny.
It's not funny anymore.
You're going to see as the empty void is filled with a cacophony of whispers and slurping noises that can be held up to, that can be heard up to 30 feet away. All light and otherwise is completely snuffed out. And you guys feel as your feet begin to slowly sink into the inky surface as if you guys are somewhere else entirely. And this is considered difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm. Are we in darkness, blinded?
You are in complete darkness and blinded.
Okay.
The other
dark
one...
Vision, dark vision is new.
Dark vision doesn't work in this because it's
magical.
magical.
Who's casting this?
One of the smaller warlock-like creatures.
Okay.
He had to move up to do so. The other one.
We're blind. We're not like restrained or anything. We're just.
You are
blinded.
not restrained. You are blinded, and the area you're in is considered difficult terrain. All right. The other one is going to move up, and he is going to. He's actually going to move in the direction of Rogar, and he can't quite get there. However, as he takes his idol and he hisses a strange word to it, you watch as pungent layers of almost like coalescing ice begin to build up across his shoulders, and about the other parts of his body, jagged spikes begin to protrude as he marches towards you, Rogar. And that's going to be the end of his turn. That brings me to Moog Broadjaw. As you start your turn, Moog, I need you. You are going to take 7 points of cold damage immediately.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As you feel icy tendrils inking up your legs. What would you like to do?
Well, I can't see anything, can I?
Can't see. Your speed is halved while in this bubble.
I'll take my 10 feet of movement in the direction in which I was heading.
Okay, you're gonna move now. You're gonna be moving further in, as far as you know.
As far as I know. Well, I would want to move out if I could. If I wanted to back away 10 feet.
Yeah. So you are in a bit of a pickle mode because basically you're on the edge of this bubble.
Okay.
You could back out and not be in it. However,
I'm still not going to be able to see what's inside.
You can't see, and you can't even see into the cavern anymore because it's taking up the entrance of.
All right. Well, then never mind. I won't move. I'll just take a shot at the last place I saw a target. Is that thing still hassling Velree?
How are you going to do this?
Disadvantage shot, man. That's all.
Blind fire.
But how would you even know? That's what I'm getting at, Moog.
Last place I saw somebody standing.
I'll tell you what, Moog. We'll do it like this.
All
You can
right.
give me
Over there.
perception test at disadvantage, and we'll
Yeah,
see if
fine.
you hit something.
Okay. All right.
Shoots
So
Tristan in the
perception
back.
test at disadvantage will allow me to take a shot.
Will allow you to take a shot. Yes.
Okay. A disadvantaged perception roll is not great
It's not good.
at all.
No.
Yeah.
You don't feel confident in your ability to pick out a target. Now that doesn't mean you can't do it. There is a chance that you might shoot nothing. There's a chance you might shoot one of your allies. There's no telling.
Mo's going to take a shot
Okay.
because he's fucking crazy.
All right. That is
You want that at
very
disadvantage?
true. It is at disadvantage.
Because it's not like it matters. You're going to decide what it doesn't hit anyway. Oh yeah,
He's in
it's
front
not-
of me,
We're not
right?
hitting any 14. Does a 14 hit anything?
Well, we'll see. Roll me a
Yeah, let's find
d6.
Huh? Roll a D6.
Shoot me in the back.
Yeah, probably. It's going to go poorly. I didn't call sharpshooter at least.
You did not. A 4.
Yeah,
Let me make sure.
he shoots more out of frustration than
Okay.
intent.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Uh-oh. Seven.
7 points of damage. Rogar, you witness as a bolt flies through time and space almost out of the darkness and slams into the cultist that you are fighting. You still have another shot if you'd like to take it, Mo.
No, we're doing it all over again,
Okay,
man.
it's still at disadvantage. Go ahead and make it a
Alright.
roll, and we'll see
escaped
who
the
you
black
shoot this
hole.
time.
Oh, yes. 23 to hit. something.
Jesus. All right,
D6, here you
roll
go.
a D6.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Hit the cultist again. Go ahead and roll damage. God damn it, dude. What are the chances? 11 points of
Obviously
damage?
pretty good. Yeah.
My God. It looks really hurt. The second bolt comes out and takes it kind of in the throat. And it's kind of like jammed in there. It's like spurting blood, but it's still standing barely. Moog, that's pretty much what you're going to be able to do right now.
We're flirting with disaster. You damn sure know
as
what
you
I mean.
End your
Woo!
turn in
Oh,
this
yeah.
space. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. In my turn in saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I'm pretty good at those. 16.
16 is enough. You pass. You feel as some otherworldly tentacles might be flailing around. You feel movement, and you're able to keep out of reach of any. All
Gotta
right.
jump, jive, and then you will, bro. That's how it works.
That will bring me to Tristan Varel,
Yes.
who's immediately
Cold
going
damage?
to take 9 points of cold damage.
Boop, boop.
And
Was there anybody still being slowed?
There's no one else slowed, so don't worry about
That
that.
doesn't matter then. Okay, so if I use my action to dash to get my 30 feet of speed,
Mm-hmm.
does that get me out of the bubble if I move to the what I would imagine is the left, but I'm also blind, so I don't know.
30 feet. If 30 feet would get you out of the radius, yes. If you used your
Okay.
action to dash, it would.
Yes, I'm assuming 15 feet doesn't.
No, it does not. They would be.
Yeah.
You would still be within the
Okay.
range.
I will do that,
Okay.
trying to head to the left.
Okay. You kind of stumble out, and you stumble out more towards the. You're going more straight ahead. Does that make sense? Not
Yes.
necessarily right next to the well, but you stumble out. You're out of the. You feel these inky blackness movement around you as you're moving through, Trist, and your feet are sticking.
Gross.
And you manage to slip out. You're right on the outside. You're on the edge of it. You kind of
Right.
stumble out. You witness everything else unfolding. What would you like to do, Trist?
That I think is it because I used my action to dash out.
Okay.
So that's my turn.
That's going to be Tristan Varel's turn. That will then bring me.
What's is the
Yes.
priestess and 2 cultists left?
You
That I can
have,
see.
you have currently still standing, at least within normal view, is one cultist,
One
a
cultist,
priestess,
priestess.
and the 2 warlocks
Okay.
of Dagon. All right. That's going to bring me to the cultist, who's going to attempt to kill Rogar at this point. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see. Does have advantage on this. It's going to be a 23 to hit. It hits. The second attack is going to be this one's actually going to be a bite. That's a 17 to hit. Does that hit Rogar? 17 misses. So the first attack slices in with a claw for 4 points of slashing damage, reduced to 2. Rogar's taking some big hits here, guys. And then the bite lunges onto his shoulder and grabs on. But as it does, the teeth can't penetrate the thick dragon hide. And that is the end of the cultist's turn. Brings me now to the priestess, who is a little pissed at all of this happening here. And she is going to... She's concentrating, so she can't do that. But she can do this. She's going to make a attack roll towards Tristan Varel.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Just so I call it out. Cutting words.
Are you sure you want to do that? Before I tell you what the roll is?
Okay, go ahead.
It's a natural 20.
Cutting words.
Tristan Varel. It's not going to matter.
It doesn't work.
Well, it will. It's not going to matter, though. It's so high. Well, Tris, what is your shield capability? What can that get you to?
I can't shield it, but I can chronal shift it, and she has to re-roll.
Okay. Well, we'll see then. We'll see. That's instead of a natural 20, which I wish it was. This is bullshit. It is instead going to be a 22 to hit.
No, I have to take it.
Okay.
I can't shield that anyways.
You can't shield it?
No, that was my reaction was to
Oh shit.
Make her
so Zoom, it's worthless for you to do it. Okay. He can't, because he can't do it. So it's gonna hit it. However, it's not a critical hit, and I hate you for that. Thank you.
Thank God.
Thanks for doing that to me. I don't like you at all. That's going to be, and this was casted at a higher level, so make sure I got that all right. You are going to take 20 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, that stings.
As her hands fly out and she cascades it, and almost like a wave of light flows outwards and strikes Trist across the chest. As he reels backwards, his chest is glowing bright as some of the energy still coalesces around his center, illuminating him in the darkness. It's the end of her turn. It is now the large fish man that is grappling Velree. And he is going to, at this point, he's going to squeeze Velree. And I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw. (17) passes, no problem. You feel as one of his forearms reaches around your throat and is trying to render you unconscious, but you're able to just kind of fight your way through it.
That damage I took before, I didn't have it. That was correct, right?
It was, yeah, because it's necrotic. You wouldn't be able to.
Right, just making sure.
Okay, it is now your turn, Velree. What are we gonna do, Velree?
I'm try one more time to escape.
To escape? Okay. That is going to be a strength check.
Right. At advantage, you said, right?
You do have advantage because you're raging. You can feel the creature's strong. It needs to be hot.
Oh.
See, the dice is in the way. A 22, Velree, you and throw the arms off of you, and you are currently free.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking run up the wall.
Well, you're blinded, Velree. Give me a perception test at disadvantage to see which direction you swim.
Oh God. And then not just like, okay. Yeah. It's not great.
An 8.
Um,
Okay. In that case, you're not going to get a normal direction. I need you to roll me a, what would that be? A d6. You need a 6 to go up.
okay. Okay. Motherfucker.
Not quite. Say that you swim to the left instead of up. You're completely blinded. You have no sense of self in the water, and you didn't just sit at the surface. Like, you plummeted into whatever this is, this blacky ink pool. As you begin to, you break free of whatever creature was restraining. You begin to swim. You hear the voice once again. Yes, don't struggle. As you begin to try to swim away whatever direction you can. All right. I will allow you one more perception test. It'll still be at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, God.
Nope. Okay. So you have no idea where the hell you're at, Velree. It's just kind of like you're in complete darkness, and there's something creepy whispering you. All right. Top of the round. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Velree. $23. Good. Halved. Thank God. What would have been 15 is instead reduced to 7 points of necrotic damage, Velree, as you feel another tendril, this time kind of wrap around your right thigh, and you feel as your clothing from the thigh down on your right leg is disintegrated, and some of it...
I'm naked when I get out of here.
You might be,
fuck?
as your clothes are beginning to wither away.
Got your elven cloak on.
The cloak is magical. It would not be harmed by this.
Thank God.
But the rest of your clothes, maybe. All right. That will bring me then to the son of Amu.
All right. There's still one base.
There's one cultist
next to me.
still standing. The priestess is still on her dais, or whatever, her big shell.
Yes.
And then there are 2 of these cultists that have moved in. One of them has moved in close, within probably about 10, 15 feet of you, Rogar.
Okay. And then one that's the base cultist has been hit by a couple Moog shots.
Yes,
too.
he looks
I hit it before.
severely wounded. There's a bolt sticking out of his throat and like blood pulsating out of it.
All right, I'm gonna not recklessly, just normal attack it.
Okay.
With my great club. 25.
That shows advantage.
Yeah, I'm recklessly attacking.
Oh, I thought you said you weren't. My bad.
Oh,
Continue.
I meant not great.
Okay, not great.
No
weapons.
great
Got
weapons.
it. Got
is
it.
what I
Got it.
meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And well, no, you don't need to roll damage. He has 3 hit points, so you do more. You do more than that. So, all right. He goes down. You just smack away the last one, having killed 4 cultists single-handedly, I might add. What would you like to do at this point, Rogar? The priestess is up on the dais. You also have these 2 more individuals moving towards you. Can't see Velree. Gone. Zune is kind of standing in the background like, I don't know what to do. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. The rogue figure, is he already in melee with me?
No, he's
Coming
not.
towards me.
He's coming towards you. He's not in melee yet. He's
other
definitely
rogue-
moving there.
The other
The other one's further back still. It's a little bit past the. It probably within 30 feet.
within 30 feet.
The priestess is within like 10 feet of you. You'd have to climb up the altar, but that's easy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going for the priestess.
Okay. You kind of like, and you scramble towards her. The eyes of all the other cultists still alive, like widen. As you stumble towards her, you make your second attack.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be just another normal attack.
Okay.
Okay. Recklessly though.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Son of a bitch.
Natural 20. We'll see. We'll see. You know, sometimes that's
No, son of Amu.
That's true. That's true.
Bludgeoning.
Hellish
Oh,
Rebuke,
bludgeoning?
though.
Maximum damage.
Okay.
She has to make a con save. She passes. Thank fucking God. Because this is called
Dang.
Stunning Blow.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus
fantastic.
Christ. He's still max damage. What's max damage for you?
Max damage would be 14 damage.
14 points of damage. She needs to make another con save. Come on now. She makes it. She holds it. She's able to keep concentration up on the spell that's eating Moog right now.
I did try one more time.
Okay.
Because I killed one of the person.
Mhm.
So another attack here. Normal attack. 20, not natural.
A 20 will hit. You can roll damage on that. God damn it. Bastard.
10 points of damage.
She doesn't like it. As you smack into her, her kind of like tentacle, kind of like lower half begins to kind of writhe around. It begins to kind of wrap around your feet sometimes, and you're having a hard time standing up right now, Rogar, but able to land some solid blows.
Should make a con save?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's going to be like a 21 she saves. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit, man.
Ironically, I'm rolling good for con
Damn.
saves. Pretty much nothing else. All right. Is that going to be it, Rogar?
Yeah, that's all I can do. I'm gonna yell out. Actually, I'm gonna yell out as loud as I can. Is Triss still in the shadow?
No, he's out.
No.
He's out.
He's
I'm
glowing
gonna
right
yell-
now currently with Eldritch
Glowing.
Light.
Eldritch Light. All right. I'm gonna yell out. Moog, listen to my voice. Just so he can try to get like a bearing on where I am. I don't know if that does anything or not, but that's what I do.
All right.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. That is fair enough. It is now the Warlock's turns. The first one is going to... He has to save his mistress. So he is going to pull a sword
Ooh.
from his belt, and it looks like it's encrusted with barnacles and like sea anemones and things across the blade. So he draws the sword and he climbs up onto the altar with Rogar. He charges towards. He's going to make 2 attacks towards Rogar. One of them with the sword, the other one not. They will be made with advantage because Rogar was reckless. That is going to be a 18 to hit, Rogar?
Yeah, that's his AC.
This is AC? Okay.
Unless he has any bonuses. But his AC is 18.
18, so it'll be a glancing blow. It is going to be... It's only going to be 5 points of slashing damage. However, it is not halved because this is considered magical.
Okay.
It slices into you, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Is the 5 halved because it was my glancing blow?
Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, because it was a glancing blow, it's still halved. So that would be halved to 2.
All right. And you said con save?
Yes. 17, you pass.
17.
You lucky son of a bitch.
Pussy.
I know, it's true. So it would have been difficult for you to fail, but I know how you roll. Regardless, though, it slices into you and you feel like, you feel almost like a sloppy wetness in your throat for a moment, Rogar, as you kind of like choke down something. And then he is going to try to bite you.
Okay.
It's a natural 20.
Bound to happen sometime.
Let's see here. What was it? I mean, it's a bite, so how much damage could it possibly do? Oh shit! I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Again.
Yeah.
Natural 20, 28.
28. You pass. You son of a bitch. However, he does do 6 points of piercing damage, reduced to 3. You would have been inflicted with a bleeding wound, but now you are not. All right, and that's all he can do. The second one, seeing that his companion is taking on you, is going to spin on Tristan Varel.
Why?
Because you're glowing, and he's going to take advantage of it at this point. And he's going to unleash his Eldritch Blast in your direction at advantage. That's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Tristan. Then I'll roll for his second one, which is just regular. But that's still going to be a 19 to hit, Trist?
Yes, 19 hits still.
Okay. All right, so we're looking at... Trist is going to take...
I'd be sleeping.
So Trist is going to take 20 points of force damage.
Is that it?
That's it.
Like, fuck. I got 1 hit point.
Still up? Oh my
1 hit
god!
point.
He's still
1
up?
hit point.
As it unleashes its symbol, and 2 jets of this like eldritch energy slam into your chest. The glow dims on you as it strikes home as you stumble backwards, bleeding in the chest. All right, and that's the end of their turn. Moog, it's your turn. Start of your turn, you take 11 points of cold damage.
Don't cold bastard.
Yep.
Don't I go after Rogar?
Oh shit! I forgot about Zune.
Okay, I thought that maybe the
Please.
warlocks
Sorry,
were
Mo.
ahead of me.
No,
You're still
Sorry,
fine.
I was just like,
Awesome.
wait a minute.
Let's get Zoom rolling.
All right,
Zoom,
I would like to
sorry.
cast. No, you're fine. I'd like to cast dancing lights into the murky depths and see if I can see anything.
Ah, okay. Can you get it 60 feet?
I can get it 120.
120 feet. So you summon it and then you shoot it down. You summon it down at the 60 feet, and you want to penetrate the water.
I would like to penetrate the water. I'm trying to find Velree.
Okay. You penetrate the water, and there is a glow. It's much more dim than it should be, but there is still a glow underneath. Zune, as you do this, you reveal a writhing mass of tentacles beneath the surface. You luckily, thank God, you can't see everything. However, I need you to make me a sanity check soon.
Okay, this is okay. I still have 1 lucky roll.
Does Velree see that too?
We'll see
She
here
might.
when her turn comes up.
Oh no.
Yes, okay, I'm falling.
16. Zune's able to
+1, so 17.
Zune's able to keep his mind in check for now. But you have illuminated somewhat the
Just don't
area,
look
at least the way out. Hopefully, you have done so.
Yeah.
Would you like to do anything else?
Can I see Velree at all, or is that just?
You can't see her because she has a full swimming speed. She can swim
that's true.
45 feet. She swam in the wrong direction.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I am going to, Jesus, I guess throw my final. No, I think I'm gonna hold my final. What the fuck, doesn't matter. Okay, Rogar, do you have any inspo?
I am inspo free.
Okay, you get inspo. You get my last inspo.
Uninspired.
All right. Well,
I don't feel excited about that.
inspiration. All right. Back to Moog Broadshot now. Sorry for that.
No
So
worries.
you already took the damage, Moog. It
did.
is your turn officially.
Have any idea which way I can go to get out of this shit?
You have no idea. I guess you want to go ahead and give me another perception test because Rogar did call out.
Yeah. Disadvantage.
Still a disadvantage because of various means.
Ouch. An 8.
You're not sure. You're not sure, Mo. You can still move in the same direction though. You know you were facing in one direction. Hopefully it'll just get you out. However,
Try that. I'm gonna take my 10 feet.
10 feet of movement. So you've officially moved 20 feet in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to try to take any shots, or do you want
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna
try to
do.
dash
Yeah,
out of here?
I would like to hopefully hit the priestess.
Okay. Let's see
how do
who
you
is still
want me to try that?
standing.
Yeah.
We've got Trist,
Mhm.
Rogar, Zune, and the priestess.
Mhm.
as applicable targets here.
Damn. So a 1 in 5 shot.
1 and 4.
Whatever.
Okay. So
It's
go
mode,
ahead.
not math,
and-
asshole.
yeah,
It's
go
mode.
ahead and roll your attack mode. Are you going to use sharpshooter?
You know, why not?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Disadvantage. Go
You
to
want a
roll.
disadvantage? Yeah, so let me
It
try
is
that again.
disadvantage.
Oh, they're the same. Sweet.
15.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a d4.
Okay.
You don't want to roll a 1.
Don't say it. Why do you have to say it?
Sorry.
Yeah, why'd you have to say it, asshole?
You motherfucker.
No way. I did not just.
Trist?
Yeah.
15 to hit, Trist.
The AC is a 15? Or
Does a
Does
15 hit you?
have I used a reaction yet?
No,
That's the important part.
you can shield it. Please do.
No, you didn't.
I can if I
You
haven't
use
used a
your
reaction, and
You
I
haven't used your
don't
reaction this
think I
turn yet.
have.
You haven't used your action this turn.
Not
yet.
this turn yet. You shield it?
You have to.
Yes,
There's no
I have to.
there's no way to figure it out.
You have
You-
to shield
You
it.
almost feel a quivering as you're coughing up blood at this point, Trist, and you kind of
I have a 12 gauge wound to
you-
the chest.
and you throw up a shield at the last second as a bolt just slams, barely glancing off of your arcane shield.
Yeah.
Moog,
Let's
you
do
still have
that
a second
again.
attack. Well, yeah, let's go
Yeah.
ahead. Let's do it again. You know,
Let's do it again.
disadvantage. You know,
Yeah.
go for it.
Hmm. So I'm gonna roll a superiority dice.
Sure. Yeah, roll it.
Okay. Yeah.
16. Go and
Yeah.
roll me a d4.
All right. Let's not do this again though.
I'm not as worried. I can shield that too.
Sweet. A 5.
D4, not d6.
Sorry. Right. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. That's what you said last time too, but just
Yeah, there were more people to hit back then.
a 3.
3. That is going to be. Make sure. 2 and a 3. Rogar gets a shot in the back.
A 16 does not hit Rogar.
It does not hit Rogar. It glances off of his
Oh, okay.
off of his hide.
Okay.
Rogar-
you feel a
Rogar snaps
thump.
back.
You're like, and then
He
it
tried.
like skids off.
Rogar hates crossbows.
Yeah.
Rogar does hate
That's all Moog's got though.
All right,
He
Moog.
tried. He
Give
tried.
me a dexterity saving throw, Moog. You take 7 points of acid damage as some of the tendrils lap their way across your body, Moog. All right.
I'll take my bonus action and second wind real quick.
Okay. Go ahead.
Let me roll that d10.
And that will then.
Oh,
bring
nice,
us
max 18 points of
18 points,
healing.
8 points of healing. Moog's back up. Moog kind of powering through here. Tristan Varel, it is your turn.
Alright. I am going to slap a band-aid on the 12 gauge wound I just took to the chest.
Okay.
And before I pass out, I'm going to cast a 4th level lightning bolt on the priestess.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna shoot my load and
Alright.
then die.
All right. How close do you have to be?
It doesn't say. I just have to be within
120 feet.
Does it have a range?
How close are you?
I have no. You tell me.
Fuck.
You didn't say when I moved out of the bubble how close I was.
True. I think
So it depends on how big that black hole was.
Yeah, you would
I
be
imagine
closer.
it's like right behind me.
You'd be closer. You're going to be within 60 feet, my friend,
Of what?
of one of the warlocks.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to cast counterspell
No.
as you
Alright.
move up.
I can't do anything about that.
As you move up, and
He has to roll. It's a 4th level spell.
his spells are cast at 4th level
Ah, damn.
because he's a warlock. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's so he's a 4th level caster. All right. Unfortunately, it dissipates. Trist.
Yes. That's my turn.
Okay.
As I take that band-aid.
Take the band-aid and heal yourself. Okay. Important to note that he might be running really well on spells. Because he's
I am
a
tapped on 3rd and 4th level spells now.
warlock. All right. The priestess's turn. seeing all this come to play, Rogar in her midst. She is going to. Let me make sure. All right, she's going to try. She's going to grab a hold of Rogar's throat, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Rogar. Son of a bitch! You lucky bastard! God damn! It's one of her most powerful abilities. It's fine. It's wasted. She grabs a hold of you and begins whispering this discordant melody. And as she does so, she ends it with the word Dagon. And you feel a seeping wound begin to enter into your throat. However, you throw her clawed hand aside. She looks shocked as it did not take effect. And that's all she can do. Son of a bitch. No, she's gonna flee from you. She's gonna take that opportunity attack. So you do get an opportunity attack. She's not gonna stand right next to you.
Yeah. All right.
Great Weapon Master.
Natural 20. No Great Weapon Master. I didn't call it. I know. That's a natural 20.
It is natural 20.
So.
Bludgeoning damage. That is going to be maximum damage.
Okay. So.
She's
14 damage.
14 points of damage. That hurt her. She doesn't look good. And then she scuttles off. And she has to make a con save, which she fails.
Cool.
However, it's not as good as you think. You hit her kind of across her right shoulder, and it looks like her arm looks like it's like disjointed, as if she might not be able to use her arm to attack with. But she's a spellcaster, so she still has another.
The spell that she was casting, does that?
Oh yeah, yes. Oh wait. Does she? She's not concentrating on anything.
She's casting on. Isn't she on the black hole? Was that her?
No, that was the warlock.
Oh, okay. I thought she was concentrating on something.
No, not her. The warlock was.
Okay.
God damn it! Have I been rolling for that for no reason?
You have.
You tricked me.
You
tricked me.
You rolled.
God damn it! I know. I
thought she was concentrating on it.
No, the warlock is. My bad.
Okay.
All right. That'll bring me then to the creature holding Velree, or no longer holding Velree. He needs to make a perception test, which he can see now because there are lights down here. That's enough. That's a 14. He sees Velree. And he's going to rush towards her. He has a significant swimming speed. He rushes towards you and he's going to try to grapple you again, Velree. So I need you to give me a strength check.
Strength check or saving throw?
Strength saving throw, excuse me. You do have advantage.
I didn't roll for advantage on saving throw last time, but okay.
Too late
I'm
now.
just saying.
19. As he rushes towards you, Velree, he reaches a hand out to grab a hold of you, and you spin around and you can see him now. And you just bat away the groping advances, and he's unable
Underwater
to grab
fight.
a hold of you. It is an underwater fight right now.
Punching real slowly.
That's all he can do.
Fight.
That's all he can do, because he's not attacking you, Velree. It looks like he's just trying to grab a hold of you. And he looks like he's taking significant damage just being down here.
Good.
Velree, it is your turn.
All right. I can see the wall now.
You can see the hole. Yeah, you can see the top of the almost like cavern that you're in, and you are in a very, very wide pool of water. It's still very dim, and you can't see too far to the edges. Is the light 60 feet normally of light?
Let me check real quickly. Spells, dancing lights. Yeah.
It's normally 60 feet?
No, wait. I can combine the 4 lights into one glowing
Yes.
big, blah, 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 whichever form you choose. Each light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius. So I'm going to say that I have all 4 just kind of...
Together?
No, not together.
Spread out.
It would,
kind of in a
it
circle?
would be only
Okay.
10 foot. Yeah.
So you have in that case, you have pinpricks of light. Pinpricks of light in the darkness. You can't get a full grasp. You do see, Velree, as you look over there, you do see massive, writhing, like tree trunk-sized tentacles that are kind of moving in the water, attached to something that, thank God, you can't see yet. It would take your full movement just to get to the edge of the well. Just so you know.
Am I allowed to like dash in the water?
You can dash. Yeah, you can dash. Now, I will also remind you, there is a man right next to you in melee. If you move away from him, he will get an opportunity to try to grab you again. Unless you disengage. That's
If I
up to you.
disengage, can I move? Oh, if I disengage, I can still move.
You can
right?
still move, but you're going to be in the water and you're not going to be able to get out this turn. So this is your decision.
Well, I don't know.
Can she get to the wall at least?
Yeah, you could swim up to the cavern, the top of the cavern wall that you're in. Yes, you can, but you're not going to be able to get out of the well. That is the only way out, as far as you can tell right now.
How far is it to the wall?
This whole place she's like in a lake.
Yeah.
There is nothing but endless water as far as you can see in any direction, which you can't see far at all. The pinpricks of light are at the bottom of the well entrance. You don't know of any other exits.
Uh-huh.
That's the only way out.
Okay. Hold on one second. Yeah, well, I'm going to, even if I disengage, though, he doesn't get an opportunity.
He won't get an opportunity to try to grab you, no.
Okay.
But you won't be able to dash out of the water either.
But I would still be able to,
here for one more turn, at a minimum.
What? Difficult. I want to, but I can. Are the tentacles like further away? Are they like surrounding me? And
they're everywhere. There is. You're glancing, and you just see dim pinpricks of light with things moving through the water. You don't even see what they're attached to. They're just kind of moving, and then disappearing.
Yeah. Cool. So if I attack him and then swim, they would still be. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to disengage.
Okay. Swim the 45 feet. You make it to the base of the well. I'll say that you're able to stick your head out of the water.
Okay.
But that's as far as you're going to get.
Alright.
You get there and you're like, you hear a voice, Velree, still, because you're still partially submerged. No, you can't leave. And
I'm gonna yell for help too, like.
There is none.
You don't see anyone at the top of the tunnel in the dimming light. Top of the round, initiative count 20. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, Velree. $16 is good. What would have been 13 is instead reduced to 6 points of necrotic damage. This time, it wraps across kind of like the right shoulder and peels everything away, all the way down the right arm. Any non-magical material is just gone. Velree's very quickly losing all of her clothes right now.
Ridiculous. Can Can I still bonus action give a healing potion to myself?
Okay, now that your head's out of water, sure. I'll allow that.
Okay. Yeah. Where are my healing potions? Surely I have some. Okay, here we go.
That is the end of its turn. Next up in initiative is the Son of Honor.
How far did the priestess run from me?
She ran her full movement. She's actually at the edge of the well. As far as she could get. She's actually eerily close to Zoom, in fact. Mm-hmm. She retreated as far as she could without trying to make any checks because she's kind of fucked up right now.
How far is that, though?
20 feet maybe. Now you are engaged currently with an individual.
Mm-hmm. I am going to move towards the priestess.
Okay. He is going to get an opportunity attack, Rogar. You good with that? Okay.
Yes.
He can't use a spell because he doesn't have that feat, obviously. But he will make an attack with his sword.
Okay.
That's going to be a 26 to hit, Rogar.
Does that mean?
Yeah. That's going to be... Oh, shit, that was the wrong one. There it is. Damn. 12 points of slashing damage, which you do not resist because they are magical. Slashes into you. As you need to make a Constitution saving throw. You better don't roll low. Do it. 17. 17's enough. You're able to withstand as you feel another burbling sensation in your throat again, and you're able to gulp it down without any effect. You run towards the priestess.
Yeah. I'm going to attack her. We're going to do Great Weapon Master this time. Inspiration.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Do it.
14, does that hit?
Are you going to use your inspiration or anything?
Do I need to?
I don't know, do you? You have to tell me if you're going to use it or not.
I'll use it.
Okay.
Ooh, 7.
Oh,
so,
shit.
21.
21 does hit for sure.
She'll take 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. It's a solid hit. She's still up. She looks extremely hurt at this point.
All right, one more time. Great Weapon Master. 20.
20
Not
hits.
natural.
20 hits.
24 points of damage. Max roll.
How would you like to do this, Rogar? Because you put her out.
Son
of a bitch.
Rogar is going to take his club and he's going to rack her on her left knee.
Mm-hmm.
As it buckles and she begins to break, he's then going to take the pommel of his club and just drive it down right on top of the fish head and cave it in.
Do you want her to fall into the water below?
No, he's going to make sure she falls on the ground up here.
Okay. As she's clutching towards the edge, you know what? Why don't we make this interesting? You did this to me once. Why don't you make me slide a hand check, Rogar, to see if you can stop the body from falling into the well?
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. 11.
Let me make sure. That's enough. God damn it! As you hit her into the head, you crunch, and she begins to fall, and you grab a hold of her and kind of like throw her back onto the shell.
Yeah.
Is that going to be it, Rogar?
I get one more attack since I killed an individual.
Okay.
I am going to turn and look towards. How far is? I moved 20 feet. I've got 20 feet left.
Then you have 20
how-
feet back to the one that's been attacking you with its sword. It looks enraged, slaying of its priestess. The other one is off the altar on the ground and moving towards Trist at this point.
How far is that guy? Further than 20 feet?
Further, probably somewhere between 30, 40 feet, and closing the distance on Tristan Varel.
It's going distant.
Rogar is going to yell out, "Did you hear her skull crack, my friends?" As he's going to charge the
bastard,
the guy on the seashell, trying to taunt the other two of these priestess or these warlocks.
Okay.
And he's going to attack the one who's been attacking him.
Okay. Give me a attack roll then.
It's gonna be a regular attack.
Yeah. Reckless, I'm assuming.
Yes, reckless. 18.
That hits.
Okay. Good thing I did it. Okay. 9 points of damage.
You crack in him, and he's the one who needs to make a Constitution saving throw. An 18, so he actually manages to hold it still. Sorry, Moog.
Okay.
But he does take a blow. He kind of grabs hold of his face for a moment, blood streaming down. That will then bring me to Zune.
Yay.
You hear Velree call out for help. You see all this unveiling before you. You kind of look back. You look down and you see her.
And she can definitely climb walls. So if she can just get to the edge, she can get out.
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't have to lower the other poor priestess of Boel to go.
Yeah, she's still dangling there, like as if the mechanism is caught in place.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll deal with that later. So there's someone trying to descend on Trist.
Yes.
Then
there's
I
also
would like to.
Someone right next to Rogar.
Rogar is probably okay. So I would like to go ahead and cast Dissonant Whispers on the individual who is trying to get to Trist. That would be Wisdom 17.
Wisdom 17. That's a 17 on the money.
Okay.
He has a
then he
minus
just
1
takes
too.
half damage.
Sorry. Yeah, so psychic damage?
Then he takes
16 half.
So that would be 8 because,
8 points of psychic damage. As he... you witness as some of the... Let me see here. Where is this? There you are. Sorry. It was 8. I gotta make sure that's right. Okay, good. 8 points of psychic damage. You witness as he takes some of the damage that some of the spikes, the kind of like ice spikes jagging off of him, begin to fall away, but he seems to be relatively unhindered as he moves continuously towards Trist.
Was he the one that had the darkness?
No, he was not.
Okay. All right.
Is that going to be it soon?
Oh, I guess I'm gonna regret doing this. Trist looks like shit, right?
He does.
Then
49 damage so far.
I would like. How far away is this guy?
The warlock.
Yeah.
He's probably about 40 feet from you.
All right. I would like to move within range of him, which I'm going to regret, but I don't want him killing Trist. I need Trist casting spells, what little he has left.
Okay.
Unless you guys think...
What's your movement speed? 30 feet?
Yeah, 30 feet. Well, okay, you're right. I can't get to
You can't get to him. You can get close to him, though.
I'm going to get close to him, and I can't use Vicious Mockery, but I am going to yell out,
Mm-hmm.
We killed your priestess!
Okay.
No.
He kind of looks over his shoulder at you, hisses. His fins kind of flail out on his face for a moment. It is now the warlock's turns. The one that is fighting Rogar at this point is going to he's going to channel his fury at this point. He's very pissed off seeing his priestess go down. He's going to make an attack roll at Rogar. going to be a 21 hit, Rogar. It's not a whole lot of damage, though. 11 points of slashing damage, Rogar. I need you to make a Constitution save.
Not reduced.
Not reduced. It's magical.
It's magic. Okay. $25.
25 easily passes. He looks very pissed off. And he tries to bite onto your shoulder again, feebly. That is going to be another 22 to hit. However, not significant damage. 3 points of piercing damage, reduced to 1, Rogar, as he bites into you, dealing almost nothing. Okay. The warlock that Zune just taunted is going to look over his shoulder, and then there's a weird, creepy smirk as he's going to launch a bolt at Trist and a bolt at Zune at this point from his edifice. Let's see here, Trist. Let's see if this hits. We're looking at a natural 20, Trist.
Yes.
Yes, that hits. Let me see how much damage it does.
Yes, let's see.
This is...
I can't shield those ones.
Let's see here. Okay. It's going to be... I mean, does it really matter what I roll? Because you only have 1 hit point.
Yes, I'll have more now. I put the Band-Aid on.
It's going to be 8 points of damage. Are you dropped?
I am. I have 7 hit points.
Trist is blasted firmly in the actually, it actually hits them in the face, actually. And he just flies backwards, goes unconscious. The second bolt, let's see here. Zune, are you missing any hit points?
A few.
You are? Okay, so he
I'm
has
just
advantage.
a couple.
He has advantage on the attack.
Shit. 6 hit points. Fuck.
It's a 21 to hit, Zune.
I think that'll hit.
Not going to do as much, I don't think. Nope, another 7. 7 points of force damage. So strikes you in the chest. I need you. No, he can't. He can only do it once a turn. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Please, buddy. All right, I'm going to use my last lucky. And hopefully it doesn't screw me over. Okay, 16.
That passes. That's good enough. You're able to keep your footing. And the creature is going to move into melee with you, Zune. It closes the distance on you and draws a blade similar to the one that's on the pedestal fighting Rogar. All right.
That's fine.
That will bring me to Moog. Moog. Going to take 5 points of cold damage.
Of course. Is that your new favorite thing?
You're in you're in the spell range. I'm sorry, dude.
Okay. I'll take my 10 feet of movement in the direction I've been trudging.
Okay.
And take my 2 wild shots.
Moog, I will tell you right now.
There's
You
nothing ahead
are
of
at the edge.
Uh-huh.
You're at the edge of the bubble. If you were to dash, you would no longer be in it.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't get to shoot the wall.
I know. I'm just letting you know. This is your choice. Okay, it's up to you.
But Velree hasn't gotten to hit anything all night. I'll dash and get out of the bubble.
Okay,
Just in
Velree.
solidarity with Velree.
Yeah, thinking of Velree. You don't know. Not that you would know, because
Yeah.
you haven't seen her this entire
Don't go
time.
standing next to open holes in the ground.
Moog plunges out. Ugh, ugh. There's acid burns across
Oh,
him,
yeah,
as well
yeah,
as
yeah.
cold burns along some of his armor.
Burn off
He
some of the particles.
You kind of look around and you see one of the creatures. First off, you see Tristan Varel unconscious within about 10 feet of you, just laying there limp.
Yeah.
His face looks super fucked up, and there's blood pouring out of his ears
Yeah.
for critical reasons that we'll get to if he wakes up.
Oh.
In addition to that, you do see Zune probably cowering at this point as a like spiked like deep one warlock is closing the distance on him. And you see Rogar standing victoriously over a dead priestess,
Mm-hmm.
being now assaulted by the last remaining creature.
Yeah.
And that is going to be it for Moog. Trist,
Yeah,
go ahead and make
that's
me
it.
a death saving throw.
Ooh-wee.
I couldn't bonus action give him a healing potion?
No.
Oh shit, that's a 1.
That's a 1. That's 2 fail saves.
Ouch!
So you fail 2 death saves.
I'm good at these. I like to roll 1s when I'm on the verge of dying.
Yep. Yes, you do. Velree, I need you to make a strength saving throw. You watch Velree as the four-armed man, the creature that's been assailing you the whole time, lunges out from the pool next to you and tries to envelop you to pull you back in. And you quickly move out of the way, and you're able to grab 2 sets of claws and throw him to the side as he splashes next to you.
He could see her?
Yes, he can. Your dancing lights are still up.
No, concentration. I cast other spells.
Oh, you did? That's a good point. Let me roll perception for him.
You guys know the concentration spell?
Dancing lights is concentration for up to a minute.
What was the other concentration spell you
the
did?
concentration spell
You didn't
cast.
cast
Dissonant
concentration
Whispers.
spell.
That's not
Was
concentration.
Dissonant Whispers?
concentration.
No, I'm sorry. Never mind. Then yeah, they're still up.
It's still up. How dare you? He doesn't attack. He doesn't hit. However, he's able, as Velree's able to resist, but he is next to her one more time, probably for one last check. Should she not disengage? All right, that is the end of his turn. Velree, it's your turn. You do hear a voice calling out, and it says one last time, "Now, you would be my greatest achievement."
Oh god.
And it is your turn, Velree.
Champion.
Wait,
Dagon.
he's right next to me again.
He is next to you. Your head's out of the water at this point, so you can see firmly.
Yeah.
You do see the well. It is a 60-foot climb.
So if I dash, then he would have another opportunity, is what you're saying.
Yes, if you try to dash out, he will get an opportunity attack to attempt to grapple you one more time. You can take the disengage action.
Right.
You're still technically raging because you've been taking damage.
Right. Question. If I just dash out of here and he would do the thing, and if it goes poorly for me and I roll a lucky, do I get to do another advantage saving throw, or is it just a straight roll at that
Just a straight
point?
roll. Just a straight roll.
Just curious.
It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I will. I want to rip it. Oh God, no! I'll just disengage again.
Okay.
I guess.
You push away, taking the safer path. 45 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, you move. You begin to scale the walls. You begin to run up them. You're almost at the top of the well.
Ah,
At the top of the round, initiative count 20. Velree, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm not blinded, right?
No, you're no longer blinded.
Just making sure. Okay, good.
19. That is barely enough, Velree. As you watch as multiple tentacles become writhing out of the pool, burst outwards. The creature that was floating, the one that was assaulting you, is disintegrated as they pass through him, and he's just and then he's disintegrated into nothing. It's just a pool of like chum in the water as these tentacles lash out, and they're lashing everywhere around the well, searching for you. And you're able to move out of the way as they're looking to grab you and pull you back in. And that is the end of its turn. And they do reach, they actually reach past you. Some of them even reach up towards the top of the well. and they're feeling around towards the top, looking for you. That's the end of his turn. Brings me then to Rogar, son of Amu. It's your turn.
Going to be attacking the guy in front of me again. How's he looking? Is he still pretty healthy?
He doesn't look too great. He looks hurt.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm a great weapon master.
Go ahead.
Try it. 16.
16 hits.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. 24 damage, max damage.
Max damage. You
I feel
put
like
him
Moog.
down.
I feel hot.
Feeling hot. And you just crack him straight across, kind of across the chest. He goes flying off of the altar, the shell altar that you're on, and stumbles off to the side, dead, firmly dead. You do see grasping tentacles behind you, moving around, large, very, very large. Ooh.
Yeah, what's the range on those?
I'm not going to tell you what the range is. It's significant, obviously.
Am I in range of opportunity attacks? Like if I was to move? I feel like you have to tell me that at least, you know?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
All right. Well, then I am going to, if I don't know, I'm going to move.
Okay.
I already taken my attack action anyway, so I can't disengage. So I'm going to move towards
the next one. How
next
far?
one.
How much movement do you have?
40 feet.
Yeah, you can get there to him. You close
Okay.
the distance on the remaining warlock, who spins on you like it was stalking Zune at first. Now seeing multiple assailants at this point. Go ahead and make your attack rolls, Rogar.
All right.
Grow up and master.
I'm doing it again. Doing it again. Let's see.
Do it. Go the full mode. Come on.
18.
18 hits.
All right. Full mode. 20 damage.
20 points of damage as you smack into him, and you are going to take 20 points of cold damage, which you are resistant to.
Yeah.
So you're going to take
Paid
10
off.
points. 10 points of cold damage.
Finally paid off.
The white dragon pays off.
As the ice charge pierces into your flesh, you and you're used to colder.
Yeah. Rogar looks at him and like, and is going to attack one more time.
Give me attack roll.
Dumb bitch.
Oh, gee.
Some bitch. All right. Great Weapon Master again.
Okay.
Feeling hot. 21.
That hits.
Feeling hot.
Feeling hot.
No.
You're feeling it, and you're doing it. You're doing it.
18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Rogar, how would you like to do this? As you down the final enemy.
Kill them all.
He killed
Sure,
almost
exactly.
all of them.
Rogar is going to just going to do a low gut punch to him, and then he is going to, as he's laying on the ground, he's going to take the club and just repeatedly start beating him in until he stops moving.
And I should note that Rogar is covered in gore and viscera from bludgeoning people to death this whole time. He begins to and he's just smashing into it, losing into his more barbaric instincts, more so than the more refined Rogar you've seen of late.
Yeah.
As that takes place,
Smart Rogar is gone. Yeah.
Rogar is indeed gone. As that takes place, I need one more set of checks. So, Zune, you unfortunately can't get back to the well in time even to do something, and neither can Moog. The darkness is gone. You guys are all good. However, from you guys, are you going to attempt to stabilize Tristan Varel?
Absolutely.
Zune first. What are you going to do?
I was going to cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. You can cast Healing Word.
Yeah.
Tristan, no death save. You pop up. You...
Do I? Hang on, let me see how much you
Roll
get,
for it.
buddy.
I don't really pop up. I just kind of.
Yeah, he kind of wakes up. Oh shit!
11.
11 points.
Ooh,
that's a hell of a
That's pretty good.
a hell of a world for hearing a word. That's pretty good. First, you kind of some of your wounds begin to close. However, Trist, first thing you notice is you are exhaling. You can't hear anything. You are deaf.
Okay.
You're like completely deafened. Blood still pouring out of his ears.
Yay.
Unfortunately, Moog, you can't make it to the well in time to do anything. I need one last roll from Velree as you're attempting to escape. You have to make one more dexterity saving throw. (22). Velree, as you scramble out of the well of the writhing tentacle mass, you have a choice, Velree. As you are able to get to the top, however, you see that one of the writhing tentacles is reaching towards the former priestess that is still tethered to the shackles at the top. You have an opportunity to attempt to grab her and pull her free of her bindings to save her at possibly another check, risking your own skin in the process, or you can flee and no checks will need to be made and you will be off free and clear.
I'm gonna try and save her.
Okay. Give me a strength check as you jump to her to break her bindings.
Sorry that I'm doing this. It's cool.
You do get advantage, so I mean, you have
21.
21 is enough. You needed 20 to break these steel shackles as you shatter them. You break them off and you grab a hold of her. You're kind of dangling from the chain hanging at this point. As you go to jump back, you have to make one more dexterity saving throw.
Okay, wait. I'm even lucky.
Go ahead and use it.
But it would just be a straight roll now. Or do I still get?
Just one roll.
I still got a couple. I'm even lucky one more time.
Go ahead. Last one.
Fuck yeah.
A 21. This is why Lucky will be banned from all my games. As Velree, somehow, a tentacle begins to wrap around her. As he's grasping it, it peels away some of the dress around your midriff, but you're able to
naked,
not take any damage. Pretty much almost naked at this point. Clothes are barely hanging on. As you stumble across, covered in black ichor, similar to the other priestess, and you end up on the altar itself. And as you stand up, taking stock of what's happened, pretty much naked. You still have your cloak. That is where we're going to take our first break.